Western Michigan University naming a new football coach today. Comes from the pros, but in reality, he isn't a whole lot older than the guys he'll be coaching in Kalamazoo. P.J. Fleck was introduced today. At 32 years old, he is now the youngest head coach in Division I football. Fleck spent last season as receivers coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He held the same role at Rutgers University the 2 seasons prior. Now, Fleck does know the MAC very well. He started at Northern Illinois from '99 to 2003. We will have more on the newest head Bronco coming up on Fox 17 News at 6. The Salvation Army got some help ringing their bells today from a very familiar face in our state.
Yes, former Red Wing Chris Chelios.
A Kent County home destroyed over the weekend, but nobody was injured thanks in part to some assistance from the family dog. It happened off 10 Mile Road in Algoma Township. Fire ripped through the house around 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Homeowner Tim DeVos's smoke alarms and the family dog woke he and his wife up and allowed them to get out of the house as flames burned around them. As you can see, all that remains is a stone fireplace. Several cars were also destroyed, including 2 Corvettes and a Porsche.
Complete loss, that's gone. I couldn't even begin to guess at the value.
DeVos also ran a business out of the house. He tells Fox 17 that the firefighters were able to save most of the company's important paperwork. He says his wife spent the night at the hospital after suffering from smoke inhalation. Piles of rubble, all that remain of a popular hall on Grand Rapids West Side. The Lexicon Club burned down last Friday, and firefighters spent the weekend putting out hot spots at the site. The club was built in the 1800s and was an especially popular spot during the annual Pulaski Days Festival. As crews fought the fire, neighbors gathered and told stories about good times they had inside the Lexicon Club. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. One of West Michigan's favorite breweries has announced major expansion plans. Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids today announced a $26 million expansion plan that will add new brewing and fermenting equipment and increase output at the facility in downtown Grand Rapids. Founders is getting $2 million for the work thanks to a grant from the Michigan Business Development Program. The expansion will add more than 50 jobs over the next 3 years. Founders, which started as a small facility in 1997, is now available in more than 20 states nationwide. Some kids in Grand Rapids getting a special holiday meal today. First at 5, a rather unpleasant day around our West Michigan as rain and high winds pound the area. This was the scene in Lowell this afternoon, and this weather, of course, comes ahead of the winter storm that is set to hit parts of our area. Here's a live look at the highway tonight as people head out for the holidays. Traffic moving just fine, although the roads look a little slick. Kevin Craig here. Been watching the weather closely. Boy, did you ever predict those high winds. I'm glad I listened to you yesterday.
And these aren't even the core of the strongest winds. Not at all.
The Grand Rapids Public School Board will hold their final vote tonight on the district's much talked about transformation plan. After weeks of listening to parents, students, and city residents, they've made some minor adjustments. GRPS spokesman John Helmholt says this could be considered version 3.0 of the plan that will close Creston High School, repurpose other facilities, and institute district-wide uniforms for students.
If there are additional things that we can do to smooth the transition so that it has less of an impact on students and staff, we're going to do that. We're going to also look at some of the implementation, these turnaround plans that we're implementing that are mandated by the state. What are some tactics that are part of it that have the input of staff that say this is how we can do it even better than what was originally proposed.
Details of the final plan won't be known until later tonight. We'll have more on this story on Fox 17 News at 6. And the parents are afraid.
Right.
And if a kid doesn't get introduced to water when they're young, then they may grow up afraid. So a lot of this is psychological as well as physical.
Most fear of water is learned from adults or from parents.
2 hours of live performances. It is Fox 17 News at 10. I'm going with Tate. Who you taking?
Well, I think he probably will win, although I really think that the other girl should win.
So you think
Carly
Tate
Rose
will win? Because that's what we're picking. Never go against the country people on a show
I know.
like this.
But I think she should win. I think Carly Rose should win. So I'm going to go with her.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
All right, Jen. A sheriff's deputy in Ottawa County injured today while fighting a suspect who was armed with a gun. Happened around 2 a.m. at the Meyer on West Shore Drive in Holland Township. The store called police and said 3 guys came in, stole alcohol, and then took off. When deputies caught up with their vehicle, one suspect got out and revealed that he had a gun. That's when a deputy tried to take him down and was somehow injured. We do know, however, he was not shot. Other deputies were able to restrain the armed suspect. Now all 3 men are facing multiple felony charges. The deputy was hurt, has been treated, and released. By the way, archaeologists say there is no evidence the Mayans ever made any prophecy about the world ending this Friday. As I have to give credit to John Shaner in the weather office. He made a joke this morning that said if the world doesn't end on Friday, everybody's getting bottled water and canned goods for Christmas this year from him.